Hey Mini enthusiasts, how are you doing? I hope you're well and I hope you're having a great day. So in today's video, it's a bit of a catch-up video. I need to sort out that other radius arm and get the subframe ready to go back in. So we're going to be doing that. A little bit of a shorter video this week, just because I'm trying to catch up on footage. And what's coming up next week, we'll be skinning the doors. So I'm 3/4 of the way through sorting out this door now. Gonna go through the whole process, skinning the door, lining it up, everything like that. Hopefully give you some tips and which might help you stop making the same mistakes I do. So that's coming up in a future video, but today we are back on the rear radius arms, rear subframes, and we'll get that all ready to go back in. Thanks for tuning back in. Let's get into today's video. Right, so following on from last week's video, the good news is that when I used the drift to take out the bearings again, because what happened was I over-reamed this bronze bush. As you can see, there's no bronze left inside there at all. I'd reamed it out too far. Just a silly mistake really, I was just rushing, wasn't taking my time. That's the new bush. So I used the drift to take out the old bearing, and usually what happens when you drift it out, it splits the grease tube and it messes up, or can mess up, this needle roller. The good bit is, although this was an interference fit, it wasn't super tight. So just by drifting it out, the grease tube come out in one piece, and it actually took out the needle roller as well without damaging it. So when you're drifting it through, actually, let me just show you, it's sort of that configuration. So you've got the bronze bush at the top, then you've got the plastic grease tube, and then the needle roller at the bottom. So when I drifted that out, it didn't split the grease tube and it didn't damage the needle roller, which is great news. It meant that all I needed to order was a new bronze bush. So as someone mentioned in the comments, you can just buy the bronze bush, £4.55 off eBay. So all I need to do now, do that process again, not get carried away and over ream it, and we should have both radius arms done then. So I'll probably set this up on a quick time lapse. We'll just get this done quickly. And then, yeah, I won't make the same mistake twice. Although I probably said that last time I made the mistake. Right, there we go, all done, both arms done now. I mentioned in the previous video, it's a good tool this, but you do have to be very careful. I mean, that was probably another half a turn on the reamer would have been too much. In fact, the last turn I pretty much got it exactly spot on. But yeah, another quarter to half a turn would have been too much. So you do need to be careful and take your time and just adjust it a little bit each time. Obviously the kit that AC Dodd does is much better, but I think it's 2 or 3 times the price. So if you're doing lots and lots of radius arms, or if you're not worried about money, then I would recommend the AC Dodd kit. But if you've just got, you know, a few arms to do, I say a few, I've done quite a lot of arms with this kit now, and it's still usable. Again, it's just probably a little bit slower because you have to manually adjust the reamer. Anyway, there are those arms done. I just need to give them a lick of paint now. They've cleaned off previously. So for the paint, I'm going to use, I would normally use Hammerite, but as I mentioned in previous videos, Halfords don't do it anymore. They do this Nitramors, which is, it smells the same, it looks the same, it goes on the same. It's probably the same. So we give them a lick of black paint, and yeah, I'm not sure, we're not quite sure what we're going to be doing next, back once these are painted. Right then, so that's our radius arm painted, or radius arms. They're painted with that Nitramors paint. Now, like I said, it smells like Hammerite, it looks like Hammerite, it goes on like Hammerite. I'm sure it is pretty much the same stuff in the tin. I did sort of talk about it earlier on in the year when I first bought it, and I did say it goes on a bit thin, so compared to Hammerite you may have to put 2 coats on, but I think that was purely temperature. It is obviously much cooler now, 13 degrees. It would have probably been 20-ish last time I put that on, but the paint's obviously thicker and it just goes on a lot thicker. I think Hammerite, actually it says don't put it on below 15 degrees, or that might just be the spray paint, but it definitely much more gloopy and going on thicker. I think that'll probably do with 1 coat on the radius arms. It's gone on quite nicely. One day I'll have a look at doing my own powder coating. I'd love to be able to do that, but yeah, future project maybe. So like any project, whether it's restoring a car or doing a project at work, it's important to project manage things well, and I'm doing a really bad job this time. So by project management, I mean, you know, you keep control of all the costs, know what bits you need to order them just in time, so that you are ready to continue the restoration. I sort of made this mistake of ordering a load of stuff, forgetting what I've ordered, and not doing a great job of documenting it. I could go back through the receipts, but anyway, I'm waffling on a bit. The long and the short is I'm kind of ready to start building up the rear subframe now, but I don't have all the bits, so I've just gone through what I've got. I've got rear bushes. They are just standard rubber bushes. I've not gone for anything special, no poly or anything like that. Poly's great on a fast road car or a race car or something like that, but it's just yeah, if you want, you know, nice and quiet and a decent ride, then standard rubber is good, but I'm sure people have some different opinions. I did find, actually, me moaning about grease nipples not coming in the swivel kits, I had actually ordered a load of grease nipples. Obviously I've got a set of high-lows which I fitted on the front, got them for the back as well, so we don't need them, and I've got new M-Parts genuine cones to go on as well. So what do I need? So I think I checked the rear wheel cylinders and brake shoes. The brake shoes don't look very old. The rear wheel cylinders don't look very old as well, and weren't seized or anything. So I'm probably going to take them apart, clean them up, reuse them. The rest will get all cleaned up and painted, like the rear quadrants and the rear back plates. I am probably going to do a pair of rear wheel bearings though. So this is one side, this is a ball type bearing in here, which I think means it's probably an original bearing, and the grease in there is like wax. So although it didn't have any play in it, I couldn't really tell you whether they were noisy or not, because the whole car was so noisy I probably wouldn't have heard a wheel bearing. And this side was the one that was massively over greased. So I think I'm just going to do a pair of wheel bearings. So mental note for myself, I need a pair of rear wheel bearings. I'll do the rear hoses as well, I need a pair of rear hoses. I need the rear handbrake cables because I just cut the old ones off. And then at some stage I need to decide what I'm going to do with the shock absorbers.
These are actually okay, but I'm probably not going to reuse these. I might clean these up and just eBay them, because I want a set on the car, and one of the front ones was knackered. And I've also got knuckles as well, so hopefully I've not forgotten about anything. Let's have a think about it. I've got the insulation bits for the top of the subframe, which go on the other side. There's pads that go here just to stop when you go over bumps and that. The bottom of the boot floor can crash against the subframe, so they're there. There's a bit of insulation. I'm just trying to think. I don't think there's anything else. Obviously I'll make up all new brake hoses and everything like that. And someone asked me in the comments what I use for the top of the subframe, and all I've used a few times now is I just have some of this sound insulation left over, which is like it's like neoprene, or it's like closed cell foam, and it's sticky back as well, so it's easy to apply. You just cut it to the shape you need, and I'll use that on the top of the subframe. So yeah, don't think there's anything else. What next? So obviously I need to, it's the weekend, I need to get on with some stuff, lacking parts to build the subframe up, so I need to reskin both doors. So the next thing I might do is take this door off, probably reskin this side first. I know the other side, the driver's door, is worse at the bottom, but I do actually have the door that come off sprout, which has got a good bottom on it. It does need a skin on that as well, but obviously I'll trial fit it first, because doors can be very difficult to get right, let me put it that way. So let me get that door off, and we'll probably take the skin off that door and have a look at it, look how bad it is. I do already have a pair of skins up in the loft, which I ordered a year ago now, when there was a bit of a deal going on at Mini Spares.